Okay, now we've allocated a reactive job. It's been sent out to the device, so if I synchronize the device, this new job will come through onto the system. You will see the new job has dropped into the system here. So I then open this job. When you open the job, from top down, you get the date and time the job is scheduled for, you get the job reference number, you get the client site's address, and then you also get notes. So in this particular time I've been instructed to park in bay 54. Then what you have is you have a series of sections, subsections and questions. This is completely controlled and designed at the back end of the application to use precise specifications. But if I open up the first section, now, first question, tank number, has a red asterisk to the top left hand side, which means this question is mandatory. What I will do is I'll leave that blank at the moment to show you the consequences of not asking a mandatory question. So if I then just start typing in information, you get open text, you've got a drop down box, and you've got radio buttons. You've also got a checkbox. Now, air vent is of particular interest because within this section I am answering yes or no, but what's happening at the back end is it's dropping in more text. This is using a feature called multiple verbose, and it's really important when you're doing bigger, more complex documents. But I go through and just answer all the information, series of checkboxes and radio buttons. The reason I use checkboxes and radio buttons is essentially, with this complexity of form, it's the quickest and easiest way of the operative to gather quality data. And you've also got recommendations which can be dropped down from the handheld. If I go back, you will see that disk is orange, which means I have not answered the mandatory questions in that section. So I then open the question again and I give the tank a name, and then I go back. It's going to a green tick, which means that is good and can continue with the task. So you've got a series of different questions around the details of the tank. You've got the numeric function here, and again open text. You go down and just gather the information as you go. Tank length, and you can add comments. Now with open text you can add as much or as little open text as you want. The box on the system simply grows to accommodate the text you're actually using. So and then you can take photographs. So if I take a photograph of the external of my tank, which happens to be a coffee cup, and then you take the internal of the tank, which happens to be the inside of my coffee cup. Right, those images is okay. You go back and you can complete the final section, which is sign off. So if I then put in the customer's name, John Smith, I then capture a signature using my touchpad, and then of course I need to sign this as well. And that is me completed my task. Earlier I mentioned there was a third way to actually add a task to the application for an operative. So if I were to look at that task, you have the ability here to add a task while you're on site. So you're talking to the client, you think, well, while you're here, can you do a temperature monitor? And you can basically add that task and open it when you're on site. This is useful when you have an aborted visit or you have the opportunity to give a quote for additional work. So you'll see the job falls into a range of different sections. You've got the cold water storage tank settings in process, I mark it as complete. It is now ready to be synced back to the office. So I tap the sync button and then that information goes back.